Well, GM, G to the M. Great morning, my friends. DJs, Diamond Hand fam, Forging Fuel crew, super soldiers, one percenters, pivoters, pioneers, pursuers, builders, brothers and sisters, hermanos y hermanas, mamas y papas, anyone I may have left out and anyone in between, welcome back and welcome into the best way to start your day. It's time to get fired up at Forge and Fuel, baby. I am your humbled, honored, and clearly always hyped host, Colton Capp Swirl One, and I can't thank you enough for choosing to stop by, hang out with me and my guys, and dive down some inspirational and motivational rabbit holes unlike any other. Now, we got one hell of a show on tap for you here today on this magnificent Monday. If you haven't checked your calendar yet, it is October the 7th, 2024, and I hope you're ready to wake up like never before. But before we get this proverbial show train steaming on down the tracks of change, I humbly must ask you to do a few things. If you haven't already, and you can find it in that big old heart of yours to do so, maybe you could take a quick moment to smash Smash that subscribe button on this magnificent Monday morning. If you're watching the Forge and Fuel podcast on YouTube, you might as well hit that notification bell as well over yonder so you never miss a live show or any other content coming out from the Diamond Hand Media Group. If you're watching on X, you might as well hit that like button, hit that repost button, hell, even quote tweet the bad boy. Let the people know why you're here at the show. And if you're watching on Facebook, hit that share button, hit that like, help the algo get pumping and going and flowing over there. And if you're listening to this show on your favorite podcast directory like Spotify or Apple, maybe you could hit that follow button right now and maybe leave us a 5-star rating if you are enjoying the show. It certainly helps us grow, don't you know? If the show makes you laugh, if it makes you cry, if it makes you think, if it makes you go, I never thought of it that way before. If it does any of those things, please don't be a hoe. Share the show. Let the people know. Be a friend, tell a friend, and away we go. My friends, it's time to start today's program. But I am not the only man you will see. I am not the only fella you're going to hear from today, baby. If you don't know, you won't know. We got to find co-host of this morning program. And it's time to welcome him in for this beautiful Monday, episode 583. He's got the vibes. He's bringing them heavy. He's got the background ready to pop all morning long. My friends, he is the owner of the Grandpa Ape Country Club, a professional DJ with a wide-ranging musical catalog, making him a human iPod, a purveyor of positive vibes, a curator of high-level energies. When he walks into a room, he's always shining so damn bright you never know what time of day it is when he comes around. He is the McLaren driving, the jet plane flying, the Rolex rocking president of St. Louis, Missouri. My man, your guy, the one and the only, with an emphasis on the one. He's DJ Swirl One. Great morning, Swirl One. How you doing over there in the HQ?
Great morning. I'm doing amazing. Monday is the way to start this show. I'm telling you, I woke up ready to go. Man, life is grand. The sun is coming up over the horizon. I couldn't have asked for a better day. I couldn't have asked for a better way to start this Monday, other than with you fine folks. Of course, my buddies here. Shout out DZ in the background over there. Hey, there you go. That's right. That's right. Hey, do me a favor. Share the show. Let somebody know this is the best way to start a Monday. As a matter of fact, maybe a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, even a Friday might be the best way to start it. So I'm not saying I'm just don't be rude. That's right. Get your water, right? Get you some coffee, right? Get you all the things you need. Oh, how about a fresh notebook and a pen? That's a good idea too, because there's going to be some great insights, some motivation, inspiration, all kinds of things that you might be able to use today to take along this great journey we call life. So since you got the gift of the two eyes being open this morning, why don't you not waste that? Why don't you turn this thing up, turn on the, antennas you might have up there, maybe send out a signal of some sort, satellite, radio antennas also work. I'm good with that. And then we'll go ahead and fire up the jets because, it's Forge and Fuel. It's the only way to start our day. It's the way we go. Man, Cap, you're blinging today, man. I'm liking it. You're out there, bro.
I was feeling it's Monday morning. I was feeling a little popping, come up. It's just a little something. Who's to say, who's to know? I don't do it every day, but some days I feel like, just a little pizzazz. I see you got the Jesus piece rocking over there. I see you. Ooh, and that sweet gack fit. I mean, look, wait a minute. Hey, folks at home, I don't know if you could see, but the doggone pythons are being squeezed by that tee. I mean, that shirt wasn't fitting that good the last time we saw him wear it.
Oh no, I wouldn't even wear it before because it looked like,
and this
big round
this
balloon.
shirt didn't look this good on me. Who's to say? Who's to know? We must be going to the gym. We must.
I might have cleaned out my closet yesterday, just to let you know.
We must be choosing our suffering, Swirl One. Who's to say? Who's to know? To reference my morning post of the day. Who's to say? Who's to know?
Pain is only temporary, my friends. Glory is forever.
Choose your suffering. Do you want the suffering of chiseling your body every single day? Or do you want the suffering of being a fatty and dealing with nonstop health issues, baby? Who's to say? Who's to know? Choose your hard. Choose your struggle. Choose your sacrifice. My friends, you see it. We're fired up. Swirl One's got Fortune Fuel rocking behind him. He's ready to rock. I'm ready to rock. I've said my GMs. He said his great mornings. Let's get into it today, my friends. I got a feeling we're going to trip some triggers. It might get a little hot in here, a little tight around the collar. Who's to say, who's to know? But I'm excited for this morning's combos. And the first segment of the day, my friends, let's dive in promptly to your sharpening session. That's right, my friends. It's time to get this proverbial showboat surfing on the waves of change and get some thoughts going, get some perspective flowing. If you didn't look at the title of the show today, that is our opening topic, and it is, have you looked in the mirror lately? Have you looked in the mirror lately? Who's to say, who's to know? But in order to tell you about today's topic, I got to preface it with a little story. This weekend, I was doing a little research, scrolling through social media as I usually do, looking for some motivational clips, looking for what's going on in the world, doing my usual research. You know how it goes down. Well, as I was scrolling, part of my algorithm, if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, is men and women content. You know, I've made reactions to that in the past and what some of the women are doing these days, yada, yada, yada. Well, I scroll past this video, and the first half second is just this older woman. I didn't know. She's in her 50s, 60s. And I heard her just, and I just instantly scrolled. I just, no. I ain't doing that. I just heard crying. I was like, no fucking way. Nope, gone. But then something said, wait a minute. Go back and listen to that. I don't know why. I just decided to. So I was going to bring the clip, but it was kind of a longer clip. So I decided not to. I'll give you the spark notes of it. Basically, it's this 53-year-old woman, and she's sitting in her car, and she's crying about how she can't find her person. Over and over, why does it have to be so hard to find my person? And I just want to be loved. I'm so tired of doing it myself. And it was just this over and over, I can't find my person. And she said a couple things in there that I started really pondering on. And I thought, well, maybe those can be the motivation minutes of the day. Quite possibly, not only men and can deserve to hear this, but also women can deserve to hear this. So as I'm watching this, my brain starts to spin. And the first thing I think about when she says, I can't find my person. I'm just trying to find my person. Are you finding your value in other people? Is your value determined by your significant other, or by your friend group, or by the people you have around you? Because if it is, I'm telling you right now, your valuation is wrong. We should never find value outside of ourselves. That is where it starts at the beginning. If you don't find value in you, if you aren't happy with you, if you don't wake up in the morning every single morning fired up for life, charged up, ready to go, passionate and purposeful, there's something you need to work on that no other human being is going to fix. There's an emptiness inside of you that having a significant other is not magically going to erase. Stop trying to find your value in other people if you have yet to find your value in you. And that took me to my second point. Finding value in you comes down to loving you. Do you love yourself? And one thing she said in that clip, I'm tired of doing it myself. Love, I'm tired. You should never be tired of doing it yourself. You should never be tired of loving yourself. And that goes back to the first point. If you can't love yourself, there is such a gaping emotional hole inside of you that no one is going to be able to ever love you. The reason she's sitting in her car crying about she can't find love is because she's never learned to love herself. She's never learned to say, I'm happy with what I see in the mirror. My life might not be where it is, but life is about who I'm becoming, not what I have. All I'm focusing on is what I have, so my life seems like shit, but wow, I've become a lot in 53 years. I might not have the significant other. I might not have the kids that everybody says you have to have, but at least I got something going on. And now you're seeing woman after woman after woman. Oh, I don't have the love. Nobody loves me. Why don't you love yourself? Maybe people would love you if you simply chose to love yourself. And I suppose that started me on another thought track. In order to love yourself, you have to heal. You have to look in that mirror and you have to say, where am I missing the mark? Where is that deep emotional hole inside of me? And for me, it was with my father. I didn't grow up with the best relationship with my dad. Close as can be with my mom, not very close with my dad. And when my dad passed away about a year ago, I realized how many grudges I had stuffed down, whether they little, whether they big, and then all of a sudden they come bubbling up to the surface. And all of that was spewing on other people and bullshit, and it was adding into the bullshit of my life and the daily monotony, and it was stacking on and piling on. And one day I said, whoa, maybe I need to do some healing. Maybe I need to look at this. Maybe it's not him. He's not even on this earth anymore, and I'm still blaming him for where I'm at. Wait a minute. Hold the front door. I need to do some healing. Have you worked on that big gaping hole? Have you fixed those emotions that you know you should, you know you could, you know you would, but you just keep doing it? Did you struggle with your anger? Here I am. Used to be me. I still slip up from time to time. Heal that. Maybe that's the exact reason why you can't get that relationship, because you keep flying off the handle and nobody wants to deal with that. You know, as I started thinking about all this stuff, I thought, why are relationships where they are? Why do I keep scrolling over and over and see another man or another woman bitching and moaning and complaining about this? Well, because it's hard to look in the mirror and do this shit every single day. It's hard to get up every single day and say, am I loving myself? It's hard to get up every single day and say, wait a minute, I got that big old emotional hole. I got to do some healing. Do I find my value in other people? It's hard. That's why people jump from job to job, relationship to relationship, friend group to friend group, because as soon as they have to change and become better, they say, nope, I'm out. See you. I'm gone. I'm good. I'm the best version of me. I'm already the best. I don't need to improve. How about you start focusing on becoming the better version of you instead of already thinking that you are? And maybe, just maybe, you might get that right significant other. Maybe, just maybe, you might get that right job. Maybe, just maybe, you might get that right friend group. Or you might not. But at least you're happy with yourself. At least you're loving yourself. At least you're in the right spot. You might not be getting what you think you deserve out of life, but at least you're living a fulfilled life. And I choose the latter every single time. I don't find my value in people, places, or things. I find my value in me. And then those things slide on in. I don't chase. I attract. And that, my friends, is your key of the day. Have you looked in the mirror lately? What are you attracting into your life, baby? And that does it for my opening thoughts on your sharpening session. Swirl One, what you think, baby?
Oh, I was writing stuff down over here. DZ caught me in the middle of my. So I was doing it. I tell you. And the first thing that I would look is, you talked about finding your person. I haven't found my person. I don't know where they are. You know where they are? They're in the mirror. That's where they are. I'm just telling you right now. Do you know you? Have you found you? How do you expect to go find happiness in everybody else when you have no idea what brings you happiness because you haven't spent the time to sit with yourself and say, hey, what are my non-negotiables? What do I like? What don't I like? What am I actually looking for? If I were to draw out the perfect future, what would that look like? Now, we all could dream and hope and try to get the perfect future, and it's not always going to turn out the way you want it. Things happen on not your time, but when you're ready for it, when you've earned it, when you've actually leveled up to the point where you actually, here's the bottom line. Can't be a millionaire until you can be a good thousandaire. You got to level up to that point, right? You can't go any further until you've gotten across that one. You can't beat the game until you beat the level, right? So there you go. So first off, I always think about, hey, if you're going to get up every day and look in the mirror and you're like, man, you see people living for their significant others, living for their kids, all of that. Oh, I do everything for my kids. Well, what's the example you're setting for your wife, your kids, that kind of thing? Are you drinking your calories every day? Every time you turn around, you've got a Coke in your hand, or every time you go to a dinner, you got a beer in your hand. I mean, is that the example you want to put out there? Is that what you want people to see? So when they see you, they're like, oh, that's what's supposed to happen. Or, hey, do you get up early? Do you get that water and get your body going? Maybe you exercise a little bit and your kids are like, man, my dad goes out a lot and he's always running around, the city. He's running around our block. Hey, it just adds to those habits. It gets people thinking all of a sudden, right? You start setting that example. And then all of a sudden your wife might do it. Shout out G. Lou and Mrs. G. Lou, right? Hey, when one starts to dive in, they're like, hey, that really looks good. Yesterday somebody said something about doing your workout and getting better. And they said, look, even my barber started working out. And it's because the barber was sitting there watching them get better on a daily basis as they were cutting their hair. And then after a while, they're like, hey, after I've been sitting here every day seeing you get better, I can't just not do nothing. I need to go to the gym. So now all of a sudden the barber starts going to the gym. That's kind of funny because as you set the example for the people around you, you become the beacon of light. You become the person that everybody looks and says, man, hey, if Swirl could do it, I could do it. If Capp could do it, I can do it, right? And that's a big one. People don't think of that. Now, here's the other thing. We were sold a dream. All of us. We were. Go to school, listen to what we're saying over here. Go get yourself a relationship, and then you'll be happy. Oh, if that don't make you happy, have some kids. Oh, that'll make you happy. Oh, make sure you get the big house, too. That'll make you happy as well, with the picket fence and all those kind of things, too. They don't ever tell you what really makes you happy. You know what that is? Love of self, knowledge of self, understanding who you are before you go out and say, hey, let me just go get a bunch of kids and figure out who I am later, right? That's never going to work. If you have a great example of who you are and you can portray that to the world, your wife is going to look like that. Your husband's going to look like that. Your kids are going to emulate that. You can see it with people's kids today. Look at certain kids that you see for famous people out there and look what they're doing. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. This is why Kendrick Lamar goes, you don't know nothing about that, right? So I'm just telling you, some people know exactly how to raise their kids because they are a beacon of light. They are the example. Here's the thing. How do you expect anybody to do something you want them to do? You don't even expect anything from yourself. You don't even do things you want to do. You would get up every day. You'll throw off a task because you know why? You are lazy. This morning I woke up and I even said yesterday as I was saying my prayers when I went to bed, hey, Lord, thank you for giving me the class of not lazy, because you know what? Shout out to Team Not Lazy today. Got a whole bunch of things done. This morning, I woke up and say, I'm going to wake up again. I'm not going to be lazy. I'm going to get a ton of things done. You know what? That's the expectation I set for myself. So when I put that out to the world, anybody that's around me, I'm going to expect them that they're not lazy either. I'm going to expect that. Why? Because if I can do it, so can you.
We're just trying to be that example, man. Just trying to be that beacon of light. I love what you talked about. I thought about what we said last week of it's hard to get around human beings that are leveling up their lives, that are working to get better mentally, physically, financially, and stay stuck in the same monotonous rut you're in. It's damn near impossible unless you're a 99 percenter and you have fuck all going on for your life and you don't care about getting better. It is impossible. It's impossible. I want to get better every day simply by the small core group of people that we have around that we call the Diamond Hand Media Group. I want to get better every day because that. I want to get better just because of the two guys that I share this show with every morning, Swirl and Mr. Producer in the back, DEEZYY. I'm chasing D's right now, man. Hey, I see you at 170, D's, you chicken sucker. I'm pushing, baby. And it's impossible to not have that fire, not have that drive. Because I know when I talk to DZ next, he said, oh, I'm at 165. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. Oh shit. I better make this move. And when I talk to you, when I talk to you, Swirl, we get all fired up on things. And, oh, hey, I'm making this move. And, oh, I send me a picture of the scale or whatever it might be. We keep each other honest, right? But it takes a special person to do that. Because you were talking about do everything for my kids. And, two things on that. Number one, Mama Capp used to do everything for me and cross my T's, dot my I's, make sure I was always taken care of. Didn't ever want to see me hurt. Didn't ever want to see me struggle. And when I told her I was going to take the entrepreneurial leap of faith, I'll never forget the look on her face. It was just this. Are you sure? Like she just saw a ghost. I knew she didn't want me to do it. I said, yeah, Ma, this is my purpose. This is my passion. And it's funny, the more she's removed the safety nets, the more that she stopped trying to control my life, the more that she's realized, hey, this is just my purpose. I got to struggle. I got to grind. This is my pressure. The better our relationship has gotten. Parents try to do so much for their kids and cross every T and dot every I. And I know you don't want to see them struggle, but it's not your life. It's not your life. It's their life. And you have to let them live their lives. It's the same as me sitting here grieving for my father that's already gone. He's already gone, moved on, passed from this life. I'm still here. I have to make a legacy. I have to make a move. I can't sit around crying all day long, grieving that I wish he was still here. I have to go forward. I have to keep improving my life. And I think about Arnold Schwarzenegger's two sons. If you look, one son was raised by Arnold. One son was raised by their mother. Arnold's son is a shredded, yoked out Arnold 2.0. The one that was raised by the mother is north of 300 pounds, has multiple health issues, and can barely do anything on a day in and day out basis. And I'm not saying kids raised by their mothers have a rougher chance, but just look at the facts. It's hard. It's extremely hard to have a single mother to teach a man what he needs to know in this world. And if you can't get a solid quality man, it took me 28 years. Took me fucking 28 years to find a solid quality man that I could really go to with everything and say, hey, bro, this is what I'm thinking. I don't know what to do. This is it. Hey, chill, homie. I was there 20 years ago. You already, hey, it's only data, baby. What you relax? You're freaking out for no fucking reason. I've already lived this. Calm down. It's all good. I never had that before. And that is so fucking important. It's so important, especially for young cats. You need it. You need guys who are going to tell you these things, who are going to be honest with you, who are going to tell you what it takes to be that guy, to become the best version of you, to be the beacon of light. I don't know, man. That's just some of my thoughts off of what you're tripping my trigger, Swirl One.
Well, here's the thing. If you don't see that around you and you're looking for that everywhere and it's not around you, why don't you become that? Why don't you be that person for the people around you? Because you know what? If you really do care for the people around you, you won't let them continue down the path they're headed down. You're not going to let that continue. You're going to say, you know what? We got to stop this madness. I'm going to go ahead and stand up and start being the person. It's amazing how when you make the choice to make the right choices on a daily basis, the right choices start to show up all over the place. It's amazing how when you start to search for the right things on your algorithms start to populate all these amazing things that you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know any of this existed. Yes, because you weren't searching for that. You were not intentionally using that energy to find out what you need to know about how to be a great example in this world. And a lot of people don't get that. Hey, the other day, I'm sitting here trying to learn all kinds of different stuff. I mean, you're going to laugh at me, but just in one day, because I'm not lazy crowd, right? Here's a couple things that I searched. Hey, and I'm just going to tell you right now, this is a big deal, okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, you guys are going to be very jealous because I have now gone to the epitome, the actual echelon of adulthood. I'm telling you, this is a big deal, okay? I changed my water filter on my refrigerator. So there you go. And I Googled that. So I knew how to. So there you go. Hey, that has a little red dot on their fridge. Not me, not this guy, because I'm not lazy. Okay. So there's that. Secondly, in that same day, I also put on there how to prune my money tree. Right. Because me and Buddy, that's my only plant.
Shout out, Buddy.
Buddy's my homeboy. I speak very highly of Buddy, and I speak great things to Buddy because I'm trying to be a good example. Well, since I'm getting kind of, dude, you should see Buddy. He's got a better V-neck situation than I got. So I had to figure out how to like prune him so that way he ends up strong. So that's one thing. And in that same day, I'm just telling you, this is how, and there's a point to this, okay? And in that same day, I did a nice little spot there on how to mix, master, and that kind of thing. So the next day I look at it, boom, everything on my feed is literally about how to prune a plant, okay, how to make some music on there, right? And about how to do maintenance items across the house. So if you don't think the algorithm's not paying attention, the information's there. You're just not looking for it. That's the bottom line. So if you don't see the person around you that you can follow, be the person that people around you can follow.
Set the example, baby. Come on. Man, you talking about that algorithm. Seek and ye shall find. Seek and ye shall find. How crazy is that, man? That really tripped my trigger. The more you focus on the good things, the more you bring those things into your life, the more the algorithm of life is going to work for you. The more you're open and you just keep working, the more opportunities are going to come your way. But if you're closed off, if you're not buying into the right algorithm, if you're not researching the right things, then those opportunities are going to be obstacles. Those chances to flourish are going to be failures. Those lessons are going to be losses. How are you viewing this life, and what is your algorithm of life? Holy shit. I mean, talk about that one time for the one time. That's massive. What are you bringing in, and what are you letting out of your life? And that will most likely determine where you're at when you look in the mirror. I mean, we're just giving the secrets of life out right now, Swirl One. Try to tell these kids how to survive it. No, not just survive it. Thrive every single day. These things help you thrive. I don't want people who are just, oh, woe is me. I'm surviving another day. Just getting along, man. You know me. Can't ever catch a break. Well, stay from around me with that. You can't ever catch a break. I'm trying to catch a break right now, so I need you to stay away because I'm really trying right now. And all that energy is not helping me at all. Sometimes you got to cut those people out. Sometimes you got to make the cuts that you don't want to make, and you got to send your life into directions and start adding to the algorithm of your life if you want it to go into certain directions. It's the secret formula that I talked about yesterday. Everybody wants to find success, but they don't want to work towards success. They don't want to do the little things. They don't want to build the statues in the dark and then break them. They don't want to make a show that might not pop right off the bat. They don't want to work on music that might not sound the best right off the bat. They don't want to work on speeches where they start to fumble over their words right off the bat. They want to be perfect. Everybody wants to be perfect. Well, guess what? Practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes permanent, and perfect is only a mindset. You will never be perfect. And that's why, to bring it all full circle, people go from job to relationship, from group to group, because they think they're perfect. They think they have to do no improving. They don't have to get any better. They know everything. They're the smartest guy in the room. Keep that shit from around me. And I think you guys have found that out real clearly over 580 episodes, especially in spaces. Anybody ever come up to our space and trying to act like the smartest person in the room and tell me how to talk like they were better than me, they got their ass dribbled off of that stage so fast their fucking head was spinning. Brand new Spalding bouncing off of that. Could have put them on the damn basketball court, used them all day long. I'm talking about, don't come up in here with that shit. Because ain't nobody perfect. And we don't know everything either. We don't claim to be the best. We don't claim to be the ones you should follow and listen to it. But if we inspire you, if we give you something to think about, if we send you in the right direction, then we're doing our job. We're just trying to set the example. We're not trying to be something on a pedestal or something crazy. We're just trying to shine the light.
Bro, that's all it is every day. And you know what? I have to be that beacon of light because a lot of times I'm by myself. Man, they talk about it all the time. Those that can eat alone, you know what I mean? Those are the ones. Those are the people that they found themselves. Hey, it's not always fun, but I tell you this, I'm always in good company. I tell you that.
I love eating alone, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, I'm always in great company. And the one thing you said, either leave that negativity away from me. I talked about not saying dumb shit the other day. I am all over that. I have been, anytime a negative thought, hey, don't say stupid shit. Don't even think it. Just immediately. That's why yesterday when I was talking to Buddy, I was realizing you might need to be pruned in. I didn't say negative. I just looked at it and I started talking positive. Hey, buddy, man, let me figure out how to prune you. You need to look a little bit better at this spot instead of saying you look like crap, buddy. I was telling my own plant in a nice positive way that, hey, I need to learn how to prune you better, right? So it's one of those things where you have to train your mind to stay away from any of that negative, to be that example. And you know what? Sometimes it's okay to tell yourself, hey, today's going to be the day that, like we said, the day it happens to the best of us. I'm not going to the gym. Right? Today's the day I'm not going to do that. Today's the day I'm going to rest and listen. Yesterday, I was out with Motion. I had some good times with him. And there was a point in time I looked around and I was like, you know what? I'm going to have me a milkshake. And I'm like, do you know what a milkshake does to my diet? Do you even know what that does? I don't even like milkshakes, but hey, there was right. I was like, you know what? I'm having one. So I researched it. It was really good. Yeah.
I saw that orange dreamsicle on your story, bro.
Oh, it was amazing. Oh, I took all the ingredients and I put them all in the app. Let me tell you, all of them. Okay. And I accounted for it. And the next thing you know, I go through my entire day and I kept telling myself, don't get off the rails just because you had a milkshake. Like, you can't do that. Don't do it. Right. And all day long, I stuck with it. Last night, I made sure I stuck to it. I only went over my calorie count by like 75. I hit my protein yesterday, right? I was the example to myself by letting myself know I can do certain things and still manage my attitude, manage my actions, manage what I try to eat on a daily basis, which is a really big problem for people. People will just eat because they're bored, right? You know what I've been doing when I'm hungry? Slamming water. I mean, slamming water. Like I said, hey, by the way, upper epitome, upper echelon, I changed out that filter, okay? So that I know there's a lot of you guys out there that still have that red on your red for you. Yes, you. I'm talking to you. Go change that filter. It doesn't take much, okay? But I'm telling you, it'll help you to drink some more water. So be the example out there, okay? I'm just telling you.
Bro, you get me every time with that fucking epitome. When I was in high school, bro, I had two friends that would make YouTube videos, and the title of the video was Epitome of Awesomeness, but I thought it was Epitome. And I'd say, bro, those Epitome of Awesomeness videos are fucking sick. And they're like, what are you saying, bro? Epitome. I'm like, what is the word? It's epitome, you idiot. I'm like, oh, my bad. And that was the day that I learned epitome, and I've always called it epitome. I've never heard anybody say epitome before, so that's my epitome story. Who's to say, who's to know? And
okay, I'm just making sure I'm saying it right. Epitome, a person or thing that is the perfect example of a particular quality or type. So I was using it exactly right.
So epitome and epitome are fucking spelled the same and two different things? Is that what we're saying here?
Epitome, epitome.
What?
Is that not epitome?
I don't think so.
How the fuck do you spell epitome?
Dude, don't make me look at a word again. Now, you know, I look at word.
I thought that was epitome. All right, well, you
start saying it a few times, and the next thing you know, it doesn't look or sound or even like the word doesn't make sense if you keep saying it.
Well, here, call me crazy. I thought it was epitome the whole time. Now here I am thinking it's epitome. I mean, breaking news, it's epitome, ladies and gentlemen. I who's to say, who's to know? We're back. Hey, this is going to have to be.
And here I am being a vocabulary example today for my guy Capp. You know what I mean? Who's to say who's to know?
He knew. He fucked up.
Just being the epitome of vocabulary. Who's to say, who's to know? I'll tell you, last thought on this, something I've really been thinking about is, and you tripped my trigger with that milkshake. Are you going to the gym, eating healthy, improving your life to justify the other decisions in your life or to improve the decisions in your life, right? That video we watched a couple weeks back. Are you working out and then saying, oh, I can have that chocolate bar because I worked out? Or I can't have that chocolate bar because I worked out? How are you living? Are you using the good things you do to justify or what?
Bro, don't ever use food as a reward. Never use food as a reward. It's the worst thing you can ever do. This is why people have a hard time sticking to their diet, because the food is the reward. That should never be the reward. As a matter of fact, who cares about the reward? It's all about the process, right? That's exactly right. That's not, man, I want to work out so I can eat whatever I want. You're gonna fail. I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna fail. That never use food as a reward. That is the worst thing. You know why I can eat the milkshake? Because I work out. It's not, hey, I eat the work. It's not the whole. No, I don't work out to eat the milkshake. No. The only reason why I'm even allowed to do that is because I know I put in that damn work every day and I'm not going to stop. As a matter of fact, because I put that work in a day, I'm going to do 10 times as much work tonight to make sure I get rid of it. And let me tell you, I kicked my ass all day yesterday because of that. But it wasn't on a bad thing. I just knew that, hey, if I put extra calories in, I'm going to have to put some extra calories out. So I pushed a couple more times yesterday.
I figured I'd trip a trigger or two with that. Who's to say, who's to know? And man, I loved you saying don't find value in food. I hate eating. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Eating right now is the worst fucking thing for me. I have to pack in 4,000 calories a day. I have set a brand new goal. Heck, my guy, shout out Heck Thor, who's to say, who's to know, might be watching the show. We've set a new goal. I got some new things in place. I got some new plans. It's going to take a lot of work. Might take a little bit even more work than the first 8 weeks where everybody didn't believe me the first time. So I said this to DZ yesterday. Swirl, if you and DZ could just, doubt me, or any of you audience members who don't think that I can get to 170 and think that I'm just fucking crazy and there ain't no way in hell and you should probably just stop now. Please, I need some haters. I need some haters because this one's going to be pretty doggone difficult. Who's to say, who's to know?
Bro, you got the wrong guy.
Oh, okay, never mind.
What?
Somebody else be my hater.
Wait, hold on. If I doubted you, I wouldn't be on this show with you. Let me just say that right off the bat.
Surprise,
Well, somebody, wait, hold on. You got the wrong guy. You're probably gonna have to look far and wide to find somebody who's not following you. That way, you can find that person. Then you could DM them on the side and say, "Hey, by the way, throw me some hate my way." I'm sure they'll have no problem doing that.
That's probably a good idea.
I could find a couple if you want me to send you some names.
Yeah, just let me know. Just throw their ads in the Bro, and I tell you what, like, I've just been on the grind. I've just been doing it. I've just been getting it. I don't really know, and I posted a little picture over the weekend. I was feeling pretty bulky. I was feeling pretty beefy. I just ripped a nasty arm day. I just put it out there. I didn't want any whatever. I was just posting my workout of the day. And the amount of people that have sent me DMs, bro, what are you doing? What the fuck? I didn't know oh, hey, sorry. Okay, for sure. Yeah, this is what I'm doing. Check it out. And whether they pick up that app, whether they get involved with us, whether they get better mentally, physically, okay, cool. But guess what? It's not going to stop my growth. It's not going to hinder me getting better. It's not going to stop me from going and hitting legs today and trying to put up 315 on squat today again.
Leg day for me too. God bless.
After I I failed last week. Guess what? I don't have to squat today. I don't have to try to get 315 today. I don't have to try and get stronger. Nobody's keeping me honest with that. Nobody's telling me I have to do that. That's between me and me. Who's to say, who's to know? Any other thoughts, Swirl One, before we proceed with the show?
Yeah, I'm excited about leg day. I love leg day. It's my favorite day of the week.
Me too, man. Yeah, man. Me too.
Yeah, man.
It's awesome. Yeah, they got reverse lunges today. And back squat and hack squat.
Yesterday,
hey,
I was doing that yesterday because I was like, because my upper body's really sore from what I've done the last couple of days. So I said yesterday, well, I guess tomorrow's leg day. Smile in the mirror.
Yay. Who's to say, who's to know? Shout out Swirl One. Shout out DEEZYY. Shout out all you beautiful human beings tuning into the show. That is your Monday morning sharpening session, my friends. Hopefully you got some good stuff. Hopefully you got some good notes. I got me a page and a half here. If not, probably a hell of a reminder.
I might have learned a new word.
But might have learned a new word too. Pull out your notebooks, get out your pens or pencils. If you haven't already, maybe you're just joining us on the show. Open your ear holes wide, put on those thinking caps, get your rabbit hole diving shorts on, and let's get after it, because that's the first segment of the day, but we got 2 more to get through, baby. And I believe this second segment here, it's gonna stir up some thoughts. This gonna get some perspective flowing and going. So let's keep this proverbial show car drifting around the corners of change as we get into the second segment of the day. You know it, but I'm telling you anyway. It's your Reaction Refinery. Okie dokie artichokes, let's dive right into it. No hesitation, no delay. Let's get to reacting, baby. Starting this morning, a little differently than we have traditionally over the course of the last few weeks here. Man, feels like we've already been doing this for like a couple of years. Swirl One, I don't know about you.
We have been doing this for a couple of years, bro. I mean, how else do you do 583 episodes, dude? And take the weekends off. Hey, newsflash.
Newsflash, breaking news. It's been a couple of years. I was just talking about the YouTube perspective, but that perspective as well, yeah, for sure. But here we are, my friends. We're not starting with a clip today. We're going to start off with a photo. And for those of you listening on Spotify or Apple, I will be reading the photo. And for those of you who struggle at reading, don't worry, I'll be reading for you two here live in prime time. So let me pop this bad boy up. We're going to begin today in the Reaction Refinery with a little something entitled Ancestral Mathematics. And I got to pull this one up here this time because I got it shaved over here. Let me pull this bad boy up, do a little full screen. All right, my friends, ancestral mathematics. In order to be born, you needed 2 parents, 4 grandparents, 8 great-grandparents, 16 second great grandparents, 32 third great grandparents, 64 fourth great grandparents, 128 fifth great grandparents, 256 sixth great grandparents, 512 seventh great grandparents, 1024 eighth great grandparents, and 2048 ninth great grandparents. For you to be born today from 12 previous generations, you needed a total of 4,094 ancestors over the last 400 years. Think for a moment. How many struggles, how many battles, how many difficulties, how many sadness, how much happiness, how many love stories, how many expressions of hope for the future did your ancestors have to undergo for you to exist in this present moment? And you have the audacity not to go for it? You have the gall and the gumption not to take a leap of faith? All those 4,400 and whatever ancestors that have bled, sweat, cried, toiled, struggled, been down the valley of the shadow of death, and you keep choosing rainbows, puppy dogs, and unicorns? Who are you? We live in the most blessed time ever. We have more access to information, more knowledge, more resources than ever before. And you're going to sit around crying and whining how you can't find your way in life? You can't find your purpose? What do you think? What do you think your ninth great grandparents, when they were going across the open range, battling coyotes and badgers and the Apache Indians, they said, oh no, we're done. We're just going to go back home. We don't want to get scalped no more. They had to worry about being scalped. You've never had to worry about anybody Indian ripping your fucking head off of your body. You don't even have to worry about anybody killing you on a daily basis. You don't ever have to go to war. You don't ever have to take bullets. You don't ever have to take arrows. They're all fictional. And you're sitting in your room in your thoughts, worried, wringing your hands until the water falls out. Oh my gosh. Don't do it for what the fuck? Do it for all those ancestors. Do it for you and your ancestors in your name, the 4,094 that made sure you got a chance to be here today.
Bro, that's the most powerful thing ever. I've never seen that, but I never. So some people go, I got a small family. The hell you do, just because you don't know them. Man, 4,000 people so I could be here on this show with you. I better bring all the energy. That's all I got to say about that. You talked about it too. I said the other day, there's no struggle anymore. Hey, I used to have to go out as an ancestor and go get some food. And I was looking for maybe a deer. Oh, shit, there's a bear. Huh. All of a sudden, I'm looking like I got to do something, right? Hey, I've had to deal with struggles before in my life. That stuff right there is real. You never know what you've had to overcome just to become part of this. Not only that, you were the Michael Phelps of swimmers in order to get here. That's another one. You won that lottery too. So not only did you have all those people, you won the Michael Phelps lottery too to end up. So I just look at this way. You have to do something with your life. This is not by accident. You don't just exist just so that you can, I don't know, scroll TikTok all day long. I don't know, so that you can get likes or something. That's not what you exist for. You exist to go outside and make something amazing out of your life. You exist to go outside and be a good example to people. You exist so that you can go out and make your kids better, your wife better, your husband better, your cohorts better, your employees better. You exist so you can make the person on the other side of that counter better. That's what it's about. People get up every single day and don't realize how much struggle it took for them to live this amazing life that they have right now. I heard this the other day, and it just goes to show, because so many people have so much potential, have so much they can do. But there was this thing I heard the other day. The human brain is the single most technologically advanced computer used in the most mass quantity by the highly unskilled labor. So think about that for a second. You have all the tools at your entire disposal ready for you, and you don't use it to create good things. You don't make a good algorithm. You have the best computer known to man at your disposal, and unskilled labor is being used on that every single day. Just imagine if you got a little good at fixing that algorithm we just talked about a little while ago.
Take my headphones, shake my brain out of my ear real quick, bro. You just blew my brain to pieces with that one. Oh, I'm telling you, kids, this segment here today is gonna be hot. Hey, shout out to all 131 of you concurrent viewers out there now live in prime time. We appreciate the hell out of each and every one of you. I was throwing up the fingers earlier. We had 111. I saw that, and we were on some pretty good topics while it was at 111. So maybe some things, some T's crossing, I's dotting. Who's to say, who's to know? But my friends, we carry on with this morning's show, and we keep this proverbial show combine going through the fields of change. Oh man, see, I'm getting better. I'm just figuring one at a time. I just figure out something else. Who's to say, who's to know? Or the proverbial show cleaning crew cleaning up the bullshit in your life and on to the greatness of your life as we get into the second segment of the day. Well, it is the second segment, but the second clip of the day. This one here, my friends, we got to go to the land down under. That's right. Shout out to Malka, our brother from the land down under. I happened to come across the video the other day, and I said, wait a minute. This guy here has an Australian accent. Wait a minute. She has an... Oh, these are some of our Aussie friends. I ought to bring this to the show because we have Aussie friends on there, don't you know? So, my friends, we're going to hear from the billionaire creator of Linfox, the logistics company out of Australia. If you're in Australia, apparently you know about Linfox. His name is Lindsay Edward Fox, and he's going to give us some billionaire principles.
As possible, good is not enough. Or you can't do wrong doing right. They're two very basic principles that you should build your life around, and I've tried to do that.
What are your top learnings that you'd like to pass on to the next generation?
So, be a giver, not a taker.
If you had one piece of advice to give to young people, what would it be?
Follow the words of Mark Twain. The harder you work, the luckier you become. And that is a true fact. So the pleasure comes out of creating what you're trying to do, but the harder you work is quite clearly the leader. It's not the money, it's the job satisfaction of achieving something that you set out to do.
Man, I'm telling you, so there's this guy on YouTube the other day, and I've seen this video before, and again, I don't know why I'm bringing this up right now. I tripped my trigger because I saw this guy the other day, and I thought to myself, and you know what's crazy is that I looked at this, and it's like that kid the other day, and that 14-year-old kid that was like, "What do you need?" Right? Look, here I am on a toilet paper with a lotion bottle, right? And I'm basically making this, right? And the kid's got like 400,000 followers. So I'm watching this kid the other day, and I saw his video. I probably saw his video the first time 4 months ago. Just came across it out of nowhere. And the kid was rapping, like just going at it. And, you know, and I don't know, he's in South Africa somewhere. I'm just saying, when I say this kid's got nothing, but he's trying. And the title of every one of his videos is Making a Song a Week Till I Blow Up. I saw it 4 months ago. I didn't think nothing of it. Yesterday, I turned on and I see this show up on my algorithm, and it says Making a Song a Week Till I Blow Up. And I'm like, this guy again? And I press the button, and the first day, hey, I'm human. The first thought of myself was, oh, who the hell is this kid? He ain't gonna do it. Yeah, he sucks. No wonder he's got to make a song a week to blow up. And then I sit there and I stopped and I watched. And I'm sitting there thinking, and I'm like, you know what? I love this guy. I love his tenacity. You know what? At the very worst, he's having a good time in these videos. And at the very worst, he is making a song a week. And you know what? What that guy just said, the more you work, the luckier you get. And I promise you, and I looked at it and I'm like, you know what? This kid is going to blow up. And I'm sitting there looking at it. And it made me really realize and start looking back at myself and saying, you know what? It is about doing the work. It is about making whatever. And then I came across another video, and I was somebody and very good at what they do. And they were like, hey, I have a hard time starting. I get writer's block or whatever. And he says, why you overthink it? Let me show you something. And he just started doing something right in front. Why are you overthinking it? Just keep moving. Just keep working. And he just kept doing things and kept doing, and something just created out of nowhere, because you know what? He kept this creative energy flowing forward. He didn't think it like, oh my gosh, this has to be perfect. Or maybe I should overthink this. Or maybe I want to do this. Or maybe I wanted to do that. No. He just use the tools that you have at your disposal and do all you can to maximize those tools and their effectiveness. And I promise you, you'll get better if you just put in the work every day. Be like the kid. Make a song a week until you blow up.
I knew that one trip your triggers there, Swirl One. Hey, you might not have heard it right at the beginning because he says it so quick. If better is possible, good isn't enough. If better is possible,
the enemy of perfect is good. Think about that, because people will go, hey, you know, it's not perfect. Well, it's good. That's the enemy right there. Like, people can't be okay with being good, working to great, and realizing that there is no perfection.
And he says right at the beginning, you can't do wrong doing right. Can't do wrong doing right. Apply that to anything. Apply that to anything. The gym, your relationships, personal, sensual, job, whatever. You can't do wrong doing right. And I got to add to that Mark Twain quote. The harder you work, the luckier you get. The harder you work, the harder it is to surrender. The harder you work, the further down the path you get, the more success you see, the more goals you achieve, the more lessons you learn, the more chances to fail, and you turn it into a flourishing, the more opportunities that are used to be obstacles, the more chances you take, the harder it's going to be to pack it in. You get 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road on some passion, you turn around, you can't even see home no more. You can't even see where you started. You can't even see the version of you that was you 5 years ago when you started this walk in the first fucking place. The harder you work, the harder it is to surrender. Man, I love what you talk about there too. Making a song a week. Make a show a day. Making a show a day until we blow up, baby. Who's to say? Who's to know?
I already said it the other day. We're going to say something sooner or later. It's going to trip the right trigger. Or hell, we might have said it already. It just hasn't shown the right person.
Yeah, man. And I know we are going to be synonymous with the names in these lanes because we talk it like nobody else in these lanes talk it. We have our own perspective. We have our own thoughts. There is not another fucking motivational speaker that has ever said practice does not make perfect. Practice makes permanent, and perfect is a mindset. Find it, bring it to me, show me. I guarantee not another single one has told you to work on the 5 Ps, present, peace, patience, perseverance, and perspective. Not a single one tells you even a 2-year-old can make an excuse. Not a single one tells you even a dead fish can go with the flow. Not a single one tells you to shine so bright they don't know what time of day it is when you're around. Not a single one tells you it's only data. They only bitch and whine and moan and complain and say how bad the world is and never give you anything to actually help you become better. That's where we're different. That's where we provide the value. We don't do the shit that gets clicks and likes and shares and, make everybody fly off the handle. We do the things that actually improve. And when you do it this way, it takes a little longer, but it is so much more fulfilling once you get to where we know we're going. Who's to say, who's to know? But we got more clips on this here fine morning show, second segment of the day. And these next two are some real short, heavy hitting, no quitting, fire flame quotes and clips, baby. So you got to have your ear holes open wide. You got to be ready. You can't be roaming around, looking here, looking there, looking everywhere. You got to be ready right here because these ones are only about 15 seconds long. They are to the point. So first, we're going to say hello to a legend, Mr. Chris Voss. If you're in sales, you know who Chris Voss is. Never split the difference. Who's to say, who's to know? And this is him on the Jay Shetty podcast telling us the best advice he's ever heard and the worst advice he's ever heard.
Best advice you've ever heard or received?
Never take directions from somebody you wouldn't trade places with.
Question number 2, what's the worst advice you've ever heard or received?
You know, hang in there just to prove them wrong.
Dude, hit that shit again, bro. Hit that shit
Best
again.
advice you've ever heard or received?
Never take directions from somebody you wouldn't trade places with.
Question number 2, what's the worst advice you've ever heard or received?
You know, hang in there just to prove them wrong.
Never trade places with somebody. Never take advice from somebody you trade places with. Somebody you don't respect, somebody you would want, and you're going to take advice from them. And what have I said? Man, it's great to pound the stone. It's great to win in the dark, but maybe sometimes you're trying to bust open that stone with a rubber mallet. Maybe it's not even the right tool. Are you doing it to prove them wrong? Or are you doing it to prove yourself right? Man, hang in there just to prove them wrong. Nah, man, maybe if you're not even feeling fulfilled and purposeful and passionate anymore, maybe you need to put it away and maybe you need to make a pivot. Maybe you're just trying to prove others wrong, trying to find your value in other people like we've been talking about all day, instead of just finding the value in you. So what do you think about that best and worst advice?
I love it. That was outstanding. And I can't even think about another way of putting it. Let's put it this way. We talked about putting in your problems of the day, and then everybody puts them in a pile. You go and pick somebody else's problems out. I'm going to tell you right this. There's nobody out there that I would want to trade places with. There's not. I don't want to trade places with somebody else. I don't care what they have or how much they've accomplished. I'm proud of what I've done. I'm proud of where I've gone so far. You know, yesterday I was cruising around with my friends and I was like, you know what? I live a good life. I live a good life. Things are good. I can't be mad. I can look around and appreciate who I've become and who I am, because it's a far cry from the person everybody thought I was going to become. Hell, it's a far cry from the person that I thought I was going to become. And every day I continue to keep growing, and I don't take myself too seriously. And I know at the end of the day, I'm trying to just be a good example to people out there, because you know what? At most of the time, people are always just trying to make everybody else think they're better people, or make them look, oh, woe is me, or hey, look at me, or hey, pat me on the back. I don't need any of that. The only thing that makes me feel good is at the end of the day, can I go home and know that I did the best for my job, the best for my body, the best for the people that are around me. I prayed to the Creator and said, hey, I appreciate what you've done for me. That's all I can do on a daily basis. And as long as I've done those things, I don't care who thinks what of me at that point in time. I keep saying it. Other people's opinion of me is none of my business. And I don't want to be anybody else. And I don't think anybody would ever want to be me. So here's the thing. Make the best out of your life. Be proud of the person that you are. You know, if you go to war with yourself and see yourself in the mirror and you can come back and say, hey, you know what? I love the person I've become, regardless of where you're at in your life, you'll start appreciating all the things that you have and not worried about the things that you don't have. And that's the key to life. Appreciate what you do have. As a matter of fact, we probably all have a little bit more than what we deserve or what we need. And that's why I say all the time, I'm ready to sell all this stuff. Yesterday, I got rid of a ton of different things that just don't serve me anymore. And I think you need to do that from time to time. You got to take things that don't work for you, don't fit your lifestyle. And it's time to throw those out.
Love the perspective, Swirl One. We go into the final clip of the day, my friends. Equally heavy hitting, equally short, right to the point. We say hello to friend of this program. I've shown so many damn clips of his already on this show. I feel like it's just inevitable. We're going to have him as a guest at some point in time. Just speaking that out into the world. Who's to say, who's to know? Our good friend of the program, Mr. Chris Williamson of the Modern Wisdom Podcast. He's going to tell us the true meaning of happiness.
Beautiful quote that says, ultimately happiness comes down to choosing between the discomfort to become aware of our mental afflictions or choosing to be ruled by them.
What did I say at the beginning? Is your life ruled by that emotional pit, that shit, the mental struggle? Or are you just aware of it and you're willing to get better in it every single day? You're willing to improve. You're willing to just get that 1% better. Man, so many people know it's there, but they're not willing to improve upon it, Swirl One.
Bro, I'm telling you, most of what lets us down is ourselves. It's the ability to tell ourselves we can't do it. We don't deserve. I can't be that person. That bothers me. Every time I turned around, I remember saying, and I did it to myself, I'll never be jacked like that. I'll never have a six-pack. I'll never do this. I'll never drive that car. And man, you know what? I was wrong. I started doing different things and realizing that, I can do just like everybody else, if not better. As long as I put my focus where it needs to be, I can attain anything I want in this life. And maybe it looks different than somebody else's. Maybe it's not exactly what somebody else's vision is. People always ask, hey, how can you travel so much? Man, doesn't that bother you? I'm like, you know what? No, I learn, I see, I meet, I do all kinds of different things out there. I'm not just standing there going, woe is me, I'm not at home. No, you know what? I've traveled more than anybody in my bloodline, probably anybody in that 4,000 people we just talked about. And I've learned a lot in that time. You know what it does? It makes me cultured. It brings me great topics to bring to conversations. Not only that, it also reminds me that I'm not done. I can see more and I got more to do.
I like that a lot. Great stuff, Swirl One. Hit me with that clip one more time, Deez. That quote stuff. Oh, that's something.
Beautiful quote that says, ultimately happiness comes down to choosing between the discomfort to become aware of our mental afflictions or choosing to be ruled by them.
Man.
That's hot. That's hot right there.
That's why the Henry Ford quote were so good. Hey, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. That's exactly what that means right there.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I'm feeling it deep down in my plums this morning, kids. I mean, it's just I'm ready to rock. I'm ready to go. I'm telling you what. And we still got a whole final segment of this fine morning program. So, my friends, there's your 4 clips of the day. There's our additional insights and perspectives for you, baby. And now it is time to get the proverbial semi chugging. Load it up and chuck in. We're going to do what they say can't be done. Do. One time for the one time as it gets steaming down the highway of change. Oh, come on. Look here. I'm on it this morning. The final segment of the day. Bruh. Count it 1, 2, 3. Baby. It's your answers from the Anvil. Yo, I gotta play that full song sometime. That right there is by my boy Seabass. That's called Stratonites, and it's got little clips from Wolf of Wall Street. If you're a Wolf of Wall Street fan, oh boy, I want you to deal with your problems by becoming rich. Womp 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 womp. Oh, it's nasty. Oh, it's nasty. It's a banger of a song. Shout out to my boy Seabass and his twin brother. Well, not twin brother. Well, I think they're twins. Fraternal, not nocturnal like a bat. I don't know exactly how it works. Shout out to Nico and Seabass. Who's to say, who's to know? But my friends, here we are on the third and final segment of the day. Your
Did
answers.
You just say nocturnal twins, like nightly twins, like night. What?
I was hoping you thought that.
I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, wait, what? Did I miss something?
I was hoping somebody caught that. Nocturnal or Fraternal. Who's the show?
Come on.
Like a bat. I don't remember what movie that's from. That's from a movie. I can't remember what that's from though.
I'm glad I'm on this show this morning. That was outstanding.
And you're not really fun, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
All righty, my friends. I've been watching the live chat. As a reminder, if you don't know, you won't know, but we do have a show email that you can send your questions in. If you have something you'd like to make a little bit longer or something more anonymous, you can send those in to askfnf@thedhmgroup.io, seeing it going right below on the ticker, askfnf@thedhmgroup.io. Or if you're tuned in live on X or YouTube, you can drop your questions in the live chat and we'll dive over there. Maybe it's some perspective, maybe it's some additional thoughts, whatever it might be. Drop it in the chat and we will promptly pop it up on the screen. Baby. DEEZYY, Mr. Producer, what do we got in the comment section today? Oh, Mama Capp, Kim Jones. She says, what is the one goal you want to reach this week? I've already gotten well along the way of my goal this week. I had to make some moves yesterday in order to make it happen. This is the first week that I have meal prepped since I've began my new weight gain, fitness journey, whatever you want to say. I made a shitload of rice, a bunch of veggies, and my steaks are obviously easy. We just throw those in the air fryer. Shout out Motion. Who's to say, who's to know? But I got all my meal prepping done, and I that's my goal for the week, is just to hit my calories, do what I need to do, get to keep hitting them, because I've been a little bit lighter than my goals here the last few days. So I'm really going to hit it hard this week and set that goal to after this week, then in the next week and the week after that. So meal prepping's my goal, and I'm already 1 foot in the hallway of the meal prepping hallway. Who's to know? What do you got, Swirl One?
My goal this week, I got two goals actually. One, I've got a couple meetings that are kind of inopportune times throughout this week that are very important. So I'm going to have to rearrange those and make sure those go well. That's the first one. Secondly, is I have this week to do quite a bit for, well, my personal finances and that kind of thing that I've been kind of holding off on. I got to get an emissions test. I got to do a couple of these kind of different things and got to get a new windshield put in, all that kind of good stuff. So I'm hoping by the end of the week, I get all of that knocked out before this weekend. So that would be my goal this week of what I'm trying to get done. I know it's something kind of trivial, but hey, it's something I've been putting off. I need to get it done. So.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know what an emissions test is, count your lucky stars.
And I am envious of you.
It is the shittiest shit on the fucking planet. I grew up my entire life. I never had to worry about a single emissions test. And now, every single fucking year, I got to go get in that stupid line at that stupid facility and have somebody plug that stupid thing into my OBD and tell me whether or not that I can get another freaking tag or not. What a joke! Who's to say, who's to know? What else we got on the show, DEEZYY? What do we got rolling around here, my guy? Ooh, I was hoping you'd pop that one up. Mr. Shane Harper, a.k.a. Motion, just shouted him out, says, life changes the moment you start holding yourself to the same level of excellence that you expect from your favorite athlete or team, except nothing less than what you set for others.
Shout out Shane. Hey, he won a best import yesterday in his car. So that's that. Here's the other thing too. I'm a Yankee fan. This is the reason why I don't ever have any facial hair, because Yankees are clean shaven and that's just the way it's always been. So that's why you never see me with a beard, because I do expect excellence, just like those guys in the pinstripe.
Well, I'm a Cubby fan, and I don't really give a damn about that. So, no, I'm just kidding. I like that thought. I like that perspective for sure. I didn't know that's why he did it. Who's to say, who's to know? I like that shit for sure. I like that perspective, Motion. It made me think. I reposted it the other day. It was a meme. It was Braveheart and a sheep. And the caption with Braveheart says, when your favorite sports team loses, and it's him on the battlefield. Ah! And then the caption below says, when the government sets taxes and obliterates your life and this, that, and the third. And it's just a sheep just sitting there staring. Like, it's so true. Are you setting the standards for your life and for the government and for the world that you're setting for your sports team? You know, your circuses and your popcorn on Sundays, just sitting around watching guys who don't even have your same last name make millions of dollars when you wish that's what you could be doing? Who's to say who's? Don't even get me down that rabbit hole. Don't even. We ain't even starting on that shit this morning. Who's to say who's to know? DEEZY. Hit me with another one, my guy. JK Big Time says, you will always find what you look for, so keep looking for the best you. Woo! That's some perspective right there, baby. One time for the one time. Shout out Mr. Big Time. I like that. I like that a lot. What else we got out there, Deez? It was all a big lie. The amount of work that goes into everything is insane. Kids, relationships, work, life, etc. Takes a ton of work no matter what. You set the example. And if you can live with that mindset, maybe life is easy even when it's hard. Any thoughts there, Swirl One?
I think it's absolutely correct, man. You got to be the person that's doing it. Here's the thing. They said it would be easy, that the picket fence, once you got there, they were done. They didn't realize all the hidden costs, all the hidden work and things you have to do. This life is seriously, just like Capp said yesterday. Hey, I'm telling you right now, I shave every single day. Even Capp kind of trims it up, but I promise you this, life is like shaving. If you don't do it every day, you're going to end up looking like a bum.
That's a fact, Jack. That's a fact, Jack. And if you've been in sales, you probably had your sales manager tell you that. Who's to say, who's to know? Oh, also, Motion keeping me honest. Eric Thomas said practice doesn't make perfect. It makes permanent. But I also don't remember him saying perfect is a mindset. So, hey, one for me, one for you. Who's to say, who's to know? Shout out, Motion. Appreciate you, my guy. Got some great stuff. Jared Albright, triggers tripped. That was arrow of light right to my heart. Shout out to you, brother. Appreciate you being live in the prime time. Mr. Malka says you've already blown up in my universe, bros. Appreciate you, man. YouTubebomb.com. Thanks for all your support, brother. Shout out to all you amazing humming beans. Guys, can we please say some prayers out for our guy Ted?
Yeah, and he is out. I read his post. He's getting prepared for this hurricane, and I guess he's out there. Yeah, he said, I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm pretty much good to go. I'm going to go out there and help some others before it comes in. So he's trying to help other people get prepared before all this gets crazy. So I just read about that a little while ago. So shout out to Ted.
Jeez, I hadn't seen that. I've been off of social for like the last 12 hours or so I haven't even seen that. Wow. Okay, hey, T's and P's.
That's before it's all happened. So that's being an example. He's not waiting for this shit to come down. He's like, hey, I've got some extra time. I think I'm good. Let me go help others. So I love that.
Yeah. I've never seen a hurricane generate off the eastern coast of Mexico and run into the western coast of Florida. What? I guess that's for another time, another topic. I mean, who's to say, who's to know?
I'm just going to say, there was these big floods in Dubai because they were messing with the clouds and seeding. And I don't know, but something about weather manipulation.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Oh, it's not like just look up and who's to say, who's to know. I posted a picture of that yesterday. I don't know. It's like there's just a whole film in front of the sun. I don't know. Things just aren't adding up. Things are a little weird. Who's to say, who's to know? Harp's putting their mixer in the doggone atmosphere. And
oh, hello. It's a wind blender, bro. A wind blender.
100%, bro. Who's to say, who's to know? But there's your red pill rabbit holes. Hey, T's and P's to Ted. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you putting in that hard work, helping all those people. The news is not reporting on any of this the way that it really is. The truth is a lot scarier than I think anybody realizes. So thanks, brother. Thanks for putting yourself on the line, man. I've been thinking about that a lot. Been thinking about it a lot. This time right now, there's some wild shit going on. Who's to say, who's to know? But my friends, there does it. I don't see anything else rolling around in that chat for your answers from the Anvil. So there's your third and final segment of the day. We did a little sharpening, we did a little reacting, and we did a little answering. So my friends, I suppose it's about time we wrap this show up the only way we know how. DJ Swirl One, got any final thoughts, closing comments, reminders, perspectives? Anything in between for episode 583 of this fine morning program?
I want to thank each and every one of you from wherever you are on whatever platform you're ingesting this amazing information for coming out and hanging out with us, because we couldn't do it without you. First off, hey, it would be kind of lonely if it was just me, DZ, and Cap, but we would still do this show regardless because we're not worried about the outcome. We love the process of what we're doing on a daily basis. So that's why we get up on a daily, just to make sure we bring this inspiration to you. Next up, you can catch me and Cap again tonight if you would like to. You'll have to go over to the X app to find us there as we get into the GACCXDHMG GAG spaces tonight. We talk about, I don't know, sports, grandpas, and everything in between. My hope is we will see you tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, back in this same place, same bad time, same bad channel, bringing you all the energy and fired upness that we have for you, getting your day started right on a daily basis, because Forge and Fuel, my friends, is a gift to me. So we're trying to give some to you. So appreciate that. Look forward to seeing you tonight, Cap. Hey, have a great workout today. Get some good protein in, eat clean, breathe, do some gratitude, put your feet into the sand. You know what I mean? Spend a few minutes saying what a beautiful life this is, and life is grand.
Shout out. Appreciate you, Swirl One. Thanks for the perspectives, all the comments, all the reminders, all the good stuff all show long. Thanks for bringing those vibes. Don't know who else I'd start these doggone days with. It's a gift to me too, man. Appreciate the hell out of you. Additional reminders, my friends. Once again, GACXDHMG spaces tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. specifically. Also, if you're not in the Gateway already, well, you might as well slide on in, my friends. You say, what's the Gateway? It's the official home of the Diamond Hand Media Group. It's where our network collects. It's where all of the mental, physical, and financial growth happens. It's where all the additional conversations outside of these shows happens. It kind of doubles as a Patreon as well as that place to connect, grow, and get better. This week is a bi-weekly network meeting week. So we will have that bad boy on Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific. And if you are not already in, well, it is a hell of a time to start your 7-day free trial today, because you can get the full experience for free for an entire 7 days and then say, wow, I really like this. I think I'm going to stick around. Or you can tell us we're full of shit, you don't like it, and you can hit the bricks and never even pay $1. Who's to say, who's to know? That's your prerogative, baby. If you want to rock a little bit of merch you might see on the show, you can head on over to mineandshineapparel.com or the gacproshop.com, whichever one you like. If you want a little DHMG swag and or some GAC swag too, whatever you would prefer. And also, another reminder too, if you haven't already, and you could find it in that big old heart of yours to do so, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, hit that like button, hit that repost button, hit that share button. And if you're on Spotify or Apple, hit that follow button and give us a 5-star rating. We certainly appreciate the hell out of you. If you had a trigger tripped, if you got some juices burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul, if you laughed, if you cried, if you thought, if you said, I like that perspective, well, let the people know. Don't be a hoe. Share the show. Get it out there. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Don't you know? My friends, that's all my reminders. That's all I got to get you up to date for on today, baby. So the only thing left, as far as I see it, would be to officially put a bow on this show for the day. That's it. That's a wrap. Paper or plastic, my friends, it's time to go crush this Monday. Turn a couple of obstacles into opportunities. What you thought was going to be a loss, a brand new lesson, and what you were anticipating to be a failure, just a brand new damn chance to flourish. But before you go start this week and start doing all of that, I must humbly ask you remember that you are kind, you are smart, you are important, and you are loved. Go shine bright. So bright, in fact, that when you enter the room, they don't even know what time of day it is anymore when you're around. And while you're thinking about that and you're turning your frowns upside down, maybe you could also remember that, number one, even a 2-year-old can make an excuse.
What?
Number two,
Even a dead fish can go with the flow.
What?
and number three,
Being that this here show is a member of the Diamond Hand Media Group, I ask you keep in mind at DHMG, we don't only
we hold each other up. And right now is one hell of a time to flex those diamond hands. Shout out to each and every one of you flexing those diamond hands on a day in and day out, night in and night out basis. For me, Swirly D and DEEZYY, we appreciate you from the bottom of our heart. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for all your love. Thank you for helping us push this message out to the masses. Thank you for being different. Thank you for being the change. Thank you for taking these messages and then going applying them in your life. Thank you for setting the precedent we not only want to see on YouTube or X or Facebook, but in this entire wide world. Thank you for being the 1%. Thank you for being super soldiers. And most importantly, those of you that are the OGs, thank you for being the Diamond Hand fam. Catch you on the flip side, my friends. Once again, tonight, GACX THMG Spaces, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Or we'll catch you in another space before then. Maybe a Discord. Maybe a VC. Maybe the Gateway. Maybe a DM group chat. Hell, wherever you find yourself on the consistent, persistent pursuit of pioneering your passions, we'll be right by your side. But for now, my friends, we bid thee adieu. And we say unto you, peace.
And love.